This is Breaking the News, the show that breaks the week's news and asks four opinionated panellists to put it back together again. And this week, we are coming to you from Falkirk. Joining me are author, presenter and journalist Martell Maxwell, and next to her is comedian Stuart Mitchell. And facing them are comedian and broadcaster Ashley Storey, and she's joined by right-leaning but well-meaning stand-up Jeff Norcott. In the news this week, scientists in the US have partially revived pig brains 4 hours after death. This research raises important questions about consciousness, existence, and just how long to cook your sausages for. And Alex McLeish has left his job as Scotland manager. McLeish's final game was punctuated by chants of McLeish out before he told the players to stop chanting and focus on the game. That is the latest news. Let's crack on with round one. This is the Broken News round, where our teams have to guess two major stories of the week that have been mashed together into one single news headline. Stuart and Martell, can you tell me the two stories mixed together here?
Climate change protesters from the
new V&A Museum rate Dundee as the best city to live in Scotland.
29 people have been detained in Edinburgh following
Folk boasting about the fact they live in Dundee.
Two very distinct stories there. I'll come to you first, Stuart. What do you think our first one was?
Well, the first story was in London and Edinburgh. There was climate change protesters that were arrested. So it started peaceful and then it got heated, which wasn't helping matters.
Stuart is dead right. It is a story that police made 29 arrests this week as around 300 climate change protesters blocked one of the main roads into Edinburgh's city centre. Protesters caused transport chaos and created long delays for those travelling home. They now face legal action from ScotRail for copyright infringement. So, Stuart, you've been across this story. What do you make of it?
Well, I think it's a bit drastic. You had protesters supergluing themselves onto public transport. I mean, it was insane. I mean, poor Patrick Harvey, he superglued himself onto a train, but it was the wrong one. He ended up in Linlithgow.
Martell, what about you? Obviously, climate change protest, very passionate issue. What did you make of it this week?
There'll be people there who have their electric cars, people who try and use busy buses to keep down the footprint. So you're a wee bit in danger of annoying people who are already conscious of it. But there were over 500,000 people disrupted in London because of the bus routes as well. So it kind of had an effect, but I think it was just more annoying than anything.
I think it's just because they're quite annoying people. Like, the people who did it weren't, like, cool guys you follow on Instagram. It was, like, a guy called Garth who smells like broccoli.
Isn't that a problem? A lot of people that protest against this sort of stuff are, like, quite middle class. You know, go on 8 long-haul flights a year, but, you know, I use eco-washing-up powder, so, you know...
It's amazing, though, that people physically superglued their hands outside Jeremy Corbyn's house, and then they got offended when he never came out to say hello.
Because if there's one bloke that loves people being outside their house, it's Jeremy Corbyn, isn't it? Whenever he comes out there like a 90s rock star, doesn't he? Corbyn, like, get out of my face, mate. You're like, come on, Jeremy, you're not one of the Gallaghers, do you know what I mean?
If there's something you were willing to protest about and it wasn't climate change, what would it be?
I'd protest to bring back the walnut whip.
Can I... Sorry, I don't want to question you. I thought the walnut whip was still here.
Point proven.
And
I don't know what happened, but I know that I just lost.
you can get in a 3-pack in some supermarkets. They do their own version, and it's quite nice.
But it's got no walnut on it.
It does?
No, they've replaced the what? No, somebody just went. No, it's no. It's no a walnut. It's.
Can I? Sorry to railroad us away from the walnut whip debate, but what I love is that Ashley said we were near the end of the world. Nothing, but someone talked about the lack of a walnut whip. There's a riot in the studio at this point in time. Yes, the nationwide climate change protests are correct. Stuart and Martel, you get a point for that. But what was the other story we were after?
Dundee has been voted the best place to live in, about well up, in Scotland.
There you go. Look at that booing from the people. Do you know what, Martel? It is the right answer. It is the news that luxury travel magazine Condé Nast Traveller has described Dundee as one of the 10 best places to have a city break in the UK. This comes just days after the city was named the best place to live in Scotland by the Sunday Times. Martel, a proud Dundonian, you must be delighted.
I've waited so long for this day. It's like 42 years. I moved back up the road to live beside Dundee. I'm not actually in Dundee. I'm just outside Dundee.
What?
I'm getting booed. I've still got a Dundee postcode. It's just that... I mean, just outside. But you see, having lived in Edinburgh and Glasgow, so many pals, I'd be the butt of jokes. It's Grotty Ferry and Scumdee and Are You No Pregnant Yet? Because everyone's... It's got a high teenage pregnancy and underage pregnancy rate, although it's going down a bit, but still double the national average.
You sort of said that with some pride there. Well, still double the national average.
And these are very wise words from grandmother Martel Maxwell.
Dundee was always known for the game Grand Theft Auto, where you used to go about stealing cars, used to rob houses and generally just assault the general public. And I mean, Martel, you just call that a night out.
I went and visited the places that I went to in Grand Theft Auto because I didn't know that they were actually gangland areas. So I went to LA and I was walking about in this, I won't say its name because it's a shame, but it's like the Easter House of LA. And I was walking about there and I'm very white. I don't know if you can tell by the light bouncing off my face and directly into your eye and burning it, but I'm very white. And I walked past this guy and he was like, "Look at you, lady, walking down the street all white with your big white legs and your chin held high.
Did you bump into Donkey out of Shrek?
I love how if you go into Google and you Google places to stay in Dundee, up comes Castle Huntly Prison.
That's really near me.
It's TripAdvisor reviews. It's like that. Rooms are a bit small. Staff are strict. And someone's just put free shuttle bus from the city centre.
There you go. Condé Nast Traveller had previously named Dundee as one of the 10 places to watch in 2018. My uncle was also named as one to watch, but that was by Police Scotland. Where's his prize? Thanks, Stuart and Martel. That was the mashup of the Extinction Rebellion and Dundee being voted one of the best places to go for a city break and, in fact, to live. Ashley and Jeff, 2 stories in 1 clip for you. What do you make of this?
There is going to be a leadership election, obviously, but...
Workers are being more productive.
Because the Prime Minister should quit before...
Hump day.
Can the next leader be somebody who...
Is less stressed.
There we go. A lot in that mashup. What do you think the first story might be, Jeff?
Well, this is to do with the imminent Tory leadership battle, isn't it, Des?
Absolutely right. Yes, this week Amber Rudd has said that she has not ruled herself out of becoming Prime Minister, even if the electorate already has. The Work and Pension Secretary said that she was leaving the door ajar for a leadership bid, although she was not particularly working on a campaign. Current PM Theresa May has not yet set a date for her departure, only promising to go once her Brexit deal is through. So another 42 years in the job then.
But that's the point, is will she ever go? It's like, whenever they say, oh, is this the end for Theresa May? It reminds me of do you remember the old Batman shows when they go, is this the end for the Cape Crusader? You're like, no, it's never going to be the end. People have asked why she wasn't that fussed about the Extinction Rebellion. It's because she'll outlive any natural apocalypse.
Actually, where do you see this going?
Well, I know that Theresa's gone on a wee walking holiday.
She has.
Because why not? Why not? The world's ending. She's like, oh, I'm just going to go on a wee walk through a wheat field. But I
Do you
don't...
think she misunderstood when everyone in her party said, Theresa, take a hike? Go for a wander? Martel, here's the chat. Amber Rudd seems to be saying, oh, I don't know if I'll run, but maybe suggesting that she might do. Do you see her as a potential leader for the Tory party going forward?
No, I don't think she would get the votes because her protesting against No Deal hasn't made her so popular. But what you've got is 5-to-1 runners, so the favourites are Michael Gove and Boris Johnson. But Corbyn, who should be a shoo-in because the Conservatives are self-imploding, is behind Gove and Boris at 6-to-1. Well, 6-to-1's not bad odds. Corbyn could be PM.
He's too old, Jeremy. No offence to any sort of senior gentleman in the room, but I don't think men, once they get past the age of 65, should be in politics. They don't really know what's going on, do they? I mean, you wouldn't trust them with a shopping list, would you? I mean, I think, like, my rule is you can't have the nuclear codes if you've got one of those pillboxes with the letters of the days of the week. I think they'll rules you out.
How can you pick a favourite, though? I mean, it's like, try to pick a favourite finger for your prostate exam.
Yes, it is the future leadership of the Conservatives. At present, the Tory party is divided into two camps, those organising a leadership bid to take over from Theresa May and Theresa May. The speculation surrounding a Tory leadership battle is correct, Ashley and Jeff. You get a point for that. Let's play the clip again, though. What was the other story we were after?
There is going to be a leadership election, obviously, but
Workers are being more productive.
because the Prime Minister should quit before,
Hump day
can the next leader be somebody who...
is less stressed.
Any thoughts, Ashley, as to what our second story might be? Did you pick up any clues from the mashup?
In Britain, we work the longest hours, but we're the least productive.
Yes, it is the news that the British work the longest hours in the EU, but are less productive than those in some other countries. A new study from the TUC suggests full-time employees in this country worked an average of 42 hours a week last year, almost 2 more than the typical EU employee. Do you agree with this then, Ashley? We're working long hours, but we're doing the least.
I was like the queen of skiving. I worked in a candle factory. I shan't say the name. And I used to hold a brush and just stand, and nobody questions you if you just stand, like, looking like you're going to sweep, but you don't sweep. You just stand. And I got taught that by the older foreman at the factory. So that was like the information they were passing down to me, not don't put your head near the boiling hot wax, Ashley.
Jeff, do you buy into this then, that we're working longer hours, but we're not as productive as others?
Totally reject this, Des. We're very, very busy in the office. You know, we get a lot done. We get in at 9, obviously you've got to catch up with social media for an hour. 10 till 11:30, you actually get stuff done, you know what I mean? And walk around with a bit of paper in your hand. Then 12 till 1 is the run into lunch. Then lunch 1 till 2. Then catch up in your correspondence. Surprise burst of work till 3. Right? Walk around with the paper again. 4 till 5, you're almost going home. 5:15, in your coat, standing by the door. How can you tell me we're not getting things done? There you go. Busy people.
I quite like that working day. That sounds excellent. Martel, what about you? Do you buy into this theory, obviously, that we're not as productive, but yet we work longer hours?
So when I joined the newspaper industry in London, it was just after the sort of good old days of Fleet Street, where they installed phones, so the Daily Mirror would have a phone in the pub, because that's where they could contact their journalists, and it was all about getting your contacts and going to the pub, and that sounds brilliant.
This is genius.
But I think it's also, if you're given less time, if you're given, like, less time to do something, you do work more productive. For instance, if I'm going to a China buffet, and instead of an hour, I've got half an hour, you know I'm leaving there on a stretcher.
Am I alone in thinking that the 42 hours isn't that much? Because it's full time, so that's only 9 to 5 each day plus 2 hours. And most people nowadays, you know, they wake up and they look at their phone for emails at 7 in the morning. It's hard to quantify. I don't think it sounds that much.
Are we due a tea break yet?
Yes, another point for you, Ashley and Jeff. That was a mashup of the contenders to replace Theresa May and research which shows we work longer than our European counterparts. And at the end of that round, the teams are all square. This round's all about who's in the news. I will play you a clip of a mystery person. All you have to do is tell me who it is. Ashley and Jeff, you're up first this time. Who is this?
I was able to hit high bomb draws with my driver. I was able to hit squeezer, hot cuts, and if I really felt uncomfortable, I hit a little spinner out there. So I had, both ends of the spectrum.
I think Squeeze Your Hot Cuts might be the name of my first erotic novel.
Do we have any idea who this voice from the week's news may belong to?
Tiger, wouldn't it? Tiger Woods won the Masters.
Let's see if you're right. Is it Tiger Woods? Yes, Tiger is the right answer, of course. This is the news this week that Tiger Woods clinched his 5th Masters and 15th major golf title. It's been hailed as one of the greatest comebacks in sporting history, second only to Wayne Rooney's hair.
A little bit disingenuous that everyone's like, oh, well done, Tiger Woods, you can hit a ball with a stick, that's great. It's the greatest comeback story in the world. I mean, Serena Williams got diagnosed with an illness, she had a baby, she came back, she won, Grand Slams, she gets racial abuse, gender abuse, every time that fat, shamey hellhole you can have, and people are like, no, she's quite angry. But then...
It's weird, isn't it, in the world of sport, though, just winning a jacket. It's a very strange thing, isn't it? I've never, Stu, you're a golf man. How did that start? Was it just one big sort of piss up, right?
Well,
and the one bloke, the winner, just left in someone else's jacket. It was like, we should do this every year.
Well, to be fair, he's now got 5 green jackets. Well, technically his ex-wife owns 2 of them. But 5th, come on, 15 majors. I mean, God, that brings back memories of my driving test.
OK, we're talking Tiger Woods, but if you had a sporting hero, who would it be and why?
Well, talking about comebacks in a different way, Gordon Strachan. Some of his comebacks, so the famous one is when a football reporter says to him, Gordon, have you got a quick word for us? And he just went, velocity.
Yes, 2 points, Ashley and Jeff. That was, of course, US golfing superstar Tiger Woods. Right, Stuart and Martel, your turn now. Who is this and why are they in the news?
Festival season, I can rock it, Mr. Salmon, with the best of them. You better not do that because you might put your back up.
This is the news that Basil Brush is to perform at the Edinburgh Fringe.
Is it Basil Brush? Let's see if you're right. You are right. Yes, it is Basil Brush. Why are we talking Basil this week?
I actually saw this in Fox News. Boom, boom.
So there you go, yes, Basil Brush, the mischievous fox who has entertained millions of TV viewers for more than half a century, is to stage an adults-only show at this year's Edinburgh Festival Fringe. Martel, do you think this is exciting news that Basil Brush is going to be in Edinburgh this year?
I think that he's attracted huge names before, and I think what he's going to do is go down the lines of attracting more huge names to interview and have a bit of banter with, so that will be good. He worked with Petula Clark and Cilla Black and Eamon Holmes, and he...
It's a sliding scale, but, you know. Any Fringe advice for Basil Brush?
Well, I do the free Fringe, and I made the mistake of asking people, make sure you put notes in my bucket. And somebody put a note in saying you were rank rotten.
It's now a running theme that at the Fringe there's these childhood characters coming back and doing shows. Which character from your childhood would you like to see make a comeback? Stuart?
Try to think who's not been convicted.
Yes, Basil Brush is to appear at the Edinburgh Fringe this year, bringing 2 shows to the festival. Foxes are just like any other Fringe performer. They're nocturnal, solitary, and you prefer not to find them sleeping in your garden. It will be a revelation for the Fringe crowd, as most young folk these days think a Basil Brush is something you use to put olive oil on your herbs. True. Basil Brush is the right answer. 2 points go to Stuart and Martel. Now, so much of our news is about public opinion. So for this round, we've gone out and found some people to comment on the news. Stuart and Martel, for your team, we spoke to local florists Billy and Audrey. What story do you think that they're on about here?
And it doesn't seem to have harmed her, but maybe she's just been blessed with good genes or something.
I think you've just got to do what keeps you happy.
As long as you're, you're not drinking 3 bottles of Scotch a day and 60 fags or whatever.
No, I don't think I'd take up smoking. I'd maybe say, I'll start that yoga class. Let's see if I can still touch my toes.
So there we go, Billy and Audrey. What do you think they were talking about, Martel?
Is this the story? They're reacting to news that June Brown, who's 93 years old, said she's going to continue drinking Guinness, wine, dark chocolate, even though she's allergic to it because she's old and she might as well, and she'll die of something soon anyway.
That's pretty much the story, yes. June said that she doesn't care about the consequences of having red wine, dark chocolate and Irish stout. Here's a woman that doesn't own a white sofa. Stuart Mitchell, what do you think? Do you agree with June Brown's outlook on life?
Yeah, I think she can entitled to do what she wants. I mean, she's a legend in EastEnders, isn't she? I just wonder, because she's been around EastEnders so long, when she does stump out a fact, does it go...
Wait to get to that age where I don't have to give a fruit anymore. I watch my mum, right? She does what she wants, man. She lives the life she wants to live. She starts fights on the internet so she doesn't fight with my dad anymore. She's got my dog in a pram because I won't give her grandchildren. The message is be yourself. So June Brown, I salute you, my friend.
There we go. Yeah. What are you thinking then, Jeff? Obviously, June Brown is her guilty pleasures. What's your guilty pleasure?
Salt. Just love salt. I just want to be honest about it. I don't want to limit myself. I want to fully explore my relationship with salt. If it was socially acceptable, I'd drink soy sauce, put it that way. I would.
So what do you do for, like, your birthday party? Do you just arrange for a gritter to come round your house?
Growing old disgracefully is the right answer. 2 points, Stuart and Martel. Ashley and Jeff, here's local Falkirk barbers David and Victoria. What are they talking about here?
You didn't need to wait on anything. Touch your button, bang, there it's there.
Because your phone makes you like that, eh? So you just you're checking all the time to see what folk are up to. Or...
I think that's the younger generation. Whereas if it was text, I'm like, I've just phoned you because I can't be bothered with this going back and forward, back and forward.
Right, Jeff, give us a full translation of...
I think what they were talking about was about smartphones, attention span. It seemed to be alluding to that sort of area.
That's in the right area, yes. This is experts saying that the smartphone has led to a generation of people with shorter attention spans as information overload makes us get bored more quickly.
My wife's always on her phone, right? A, it's rude. B, I don't know whether to carry on having sex. I mean, it's...
The question is why do we need to be that distracted? I would rather be with my land of Candy Crush than dealing with, like, Brexit and Boris Johnson and that. I would rather be on, like, a nice fun chat room where we're all talking about Game of Thrones series than having to deal with the real world. So I think that that's mainly the problem, is that the real world is so horrendous that we'd all rather just sit with hunched shoulders staring at a tiny image of ourselves with, like, cat ears and be like, I'd look hot as a cat.
It's weird because there's a thing called Monitor now that can show how many times you logged into your phone, and that, ironically, it's an app. Which is it's called, and my wife will be the first to admit that she uses her phone too much. Do you know how many times in one day she looked at her phone? 268 times. She looked at me twice. Once when I farted and twice when she smelt it.
If not your phone, then, what do you think is the biggest distraction for you in your life?
Corbels. Have you heard of Corbels?
Oh, yeah, Labour leader. They call him that way. Oh, big Corbels, eh? Yes,
I stay in the Corbels. Well, just outside.
Aye. You were asking for that, Martel.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I was...
It's a Victorian design feature. It's really, really nice. So sometimes you go in a horrible crumbling house, but it's got a nice corbel. I'd love corbels.
There you go. So that's it. The corbel we've finally got there. Aye, that's what we wanted to know. Yes. This is the study that says using smartphones is giving us a shorter attention. Did you see Game of Thrones? Oh. The big dragon with his big corbel. How mobiles are killing our attention spans is the right answer, and 2 points go to Ashley and Jeff. Time now for a final quickfire round, which is all about deciphering the numbers in the news. I'll read out a headline. All the teams have to do is fill in the blanks. So get ready, teams. When we run out of time, you'll hear this.
I don't have a plan for that.
That was, of course, Amber Rudd there, on why she's perfectly qualified to take the Scotland job. Right, let's go. Fingers on buzzers. 40% of us do what 3 times a year?
Clean that little plate in the microwave.
40% of us do what 3 times a year?
Is it run out of toilet paper and then waddle to the airing cupboard, feeling an intense sense of personal shame?
Oh, that's a horrible walk, isn't it? Oh, that is...
Just hoping no one comes up the stairs as well. Like, you never forget that. That'll be burnt into their retina. Sorry, son, Daddy's in a situation here.
The answer is 40% of us go on holiday 3 times a year. That is our answer. 40% of us go on holiday 3 times a year. At the age of 44, Britain's oldest what has died?
Child.
How can something be the oldest anything if it's dead?
It's a good point, isn't it? There you go. At the age of 44, Britain's oldest what has died?
Tamagotchi. I stuck with mine.
You went for it from the 90s.
The bond for life.
It's not right, it's genius. Let's go for this one. At the age of 44, Britain's oldest what has died?
Goldfish.
Is the right answer. Ashley Storey, well done.
I don't have a plan for that.
Oh, there we go. There's the klaxon. That means that Amber has rudded and it's all over. And at the end of the quiz, our winners this week are Jeff Norcott and Ashley Storey. And commiserations to Martel Maxwell and Stuart Mitchell. Next week, we will be coming to you from Livingston, but in the meantime, we will leave you with the breaking news just in. Carlsberg has finally admitted its beer is probably not the best in the world after all. Other companies have followed suit with a more honest approach. McDonald's changing their slogan to "I'm liking it." Frosties to "they're all right." And L'Oreal shampoo to the brutal "you're definitely no worth it." The news is broken. I've been Des Clark. Goodbye.